Okay. Hi, everyone, again. Excuse me because I will be repeating some of my speech because I thought at the beginning that Thorsten was asking us to introduce ourselves and share our stories. There was a little bit misunderstanding from my side, but I always have lots of things to share about my mental health. I'm never out of words, as you always say, Cora. My name is Usaima Al-Ghazou. I'm a Jordanian pharmacist living in Saudi Arabia. I would like to repeat my thanks to the people who left a very great impact in my life. I couldn't skip this part. That's why, excuse me if I'm repeating these thanks. It's so important to me. Many thanks to my great coach, Cora, who was so supportive, and to Thorsten, to all the participants, to the audience, Meta Healthy Minds here, and to my loving, supporting husband and my lovely daughters, Masa, Mariam, Noor, and my little son, Abdullah. And I know that all of you now knows Masa because she was witnessing all the courses and the sessions. And a very big extended thank you to my Egyptian physiotherapist who inspired me and led me to a new entire world that led me at last here to Meta Health. I wouldn't have been here today without him. I would like to begin sharing some more details about my story that I already shared with most of the participants. I went through a neck surgery 2 years ago to remove 3 disc protrusions, in which the doctors assured that everything was 100% healing in a perfect way. And MRI scans also confirmed that. But unfortunately, my body was collapsing and wasn't responding to what doctors were sharing. And searching from one doctor to another, from one physiotherapist to another, I couldn't find a solution or at least an explanation to what's happening in my body. Until I finally met my Egyptian physiotherapist who was thinking in a different way. He was thinking and looking at my situation with Meta Healthy Mind, although he wasn't a mental health practitioner and he doesn't know about mental health. My symptoms were like severe vertigo and severe tightness in the muscles, and also weakness. This tightness in the muscles was squeezing the nerves and causing very severe pain in my headache, and a severe headache, in which I was admitted to the hospital many times with lots of painkillers to relieve that pain with no use at all. And there, the doctors were just giving me these painkillers. And I know now, while I'm sharing my experience, Meta Healthy Minds are beginning to decode my symptoms. And that's the magic about Meta Health. Magically, my physiotherapist, when he was tracking my thoughts, began to relieve a bit by a bit some of these symptoms. The vertigo was relieved. I can't say it was relieved in 1 or 2 days because he was working on my condition for a whole entire year with so much patience. And he was so consistent to shift my focus from this darkness I'm living in to my inner inside soul and mind. And only by bringing me to awareness, he succeeded in relieving the vertigo and the panic attacks and some of other symptoms that I was suffering of. But unfortunately, as I mentioned before in the introduction, he left for good to his hometown in Egypt. And from there, I began digging my way through my healing journey. I'm insisting on repeating that because I feel that I'm spreading a very big message from here to the world, that we need more of that bahjat in our lives. And we need more of that bahjat and of that physiotherapist that was looking and searching into my inner mind to raise awareness into the medical fields and to raise awareness in the generations to come, that there is nothing called chronic disease or what we call hopeless case. And what conventional medicine said about was a hopeless case was no longer hopeless. And excuse me to have a sip of water because my sympathetic nervous system is just doing like this and causing this dryness in my mouth. Yeah, I was talking about raising the awareness. This is really my new concern, is to raise awareness, and I know we can raise it without any effort, because this science is not like any other science. That's what I realized, and I'm sure all of you agree with me. It's a science not to be studied like we did maybe in the universities and in schools by the pens and books and writing everything. No, with meta science, everything was different. Every cell in my body was absorbing that science in a magical way. It was finding its path through my soul and mind in a magical way. And in each session, a part of that very big mystery that was causing a very big problem for conventional medicine was relieved with the help of participants from all over the world. And from here, I want to thank all the participants from Cairo, Morocco, Sweden, Denmark, and India, and special thanks to my sweet, lovely friend, Rebecca, because she opened also my eyes to the EFT world in a very unique, magical way, and she revealed lots of the mystery for me. And going on, I was going through these ons and offs again and again. But after Meta Health and what Cora introduced to us in a magical way, I realized that my whole life was shifting, even if my body was not responding maybe that quick with what we are learning, but everything was shifting. Me, Usaima, the one who was Googling the symptoms all the way and looking for doctors from all over the world to solve her problem, is now looking to the world with that new lens, meta health lens, and using that meta healthy eyes. And it's really reflected on everyone around me. And I can share with you just a little bit of the first sessions and my feelings in the first sessions that we witnessed with Cora. I remember in the third session that Cora gave us a task to begin analyzing in a simple way some of the health conditions that we are facing, or our maybe daughters and kids are facing. And I said, I will just pretend that I'm a professional in front of my kids, because one of my daughter was suffering of severe tooth pain that lasted for about 7 days, and it was growing a day after a day. And she was having lots of stress and exams and lots of emotional disturbances. And she came to me, I remember, after the session immediately, and she said, "Mom, please help me. I cannot relieve this pain. And I know that my daughter is like me, unfortunately, not trusting doctors. And this is not something to be proud of. And from here, we are going to change this." She said, "Mom, I'm afraid to go to the dentist and I need to relieve this pain. Tomorrow I have a very big exam." And you know, the mother instinct, when it pushes you to be like that lion fighting for your daughter, that lion got out of me. And I pretended in front of her that I was so professional in decoding. And I said, "Mom, I'm learning this new science and it's making magics." And it's so funny that deep inside, I didn't believe in meta health yet, because we were still in the third session. And I said to her, "Mom, let's begin just talking about your pain and what was going on before that pain." And amazingly and surprisingly, her pain was relieved in less than 10 minutes, just by finishing analyzing her tooth pain in maybe a couple of minutes. And she said, "Mom, listen, I cannot trace my pain anymore." And we were just jumping of joy, not believing what's happening. And I said, maybe it's another prank from my daughter, because she likes pranks too much. And I told her, "Please, Mom, confirm for me, is this real?" She said, "Mom, I swear this is so real." And I remember that my husband came to the room and heard our voices jumping and celebrating the success. And my daughter was so excited to tell him her experience. And there he stood and said, if this is working, come and work on my back pain. And here I hesitated a lot, but again, I pretended that I'm so professional, because his pain was a chronic pain that's growing over time. And he visited every single doctor, and he went throughout the world searching for the best doctors to relieve his lumbar pain. It was like a chronic pain, recurrent. Each time it's coming with a biggest and intense pain that is holding him from going to work for sometimes 2 weeks or more. That's why deep inside, I was like shaking. What if I failed in this? But then I said, there is nothing right or wrong in this. I'm just talking to him. And yes, I used the way that Cora in the third session gave us. It's if you remember, and all the participants maybe can remember, it was just these principles that we begin to use in decoding some of the symptoms. And again, and magically, Meta Health wowed me. It was a very big wow out of me and my husband. The second day, he woke up with no traces of pain at all. And there, his pain that was growing over the 5 last years was revealed in less than a day. There, I realized that Meta Health is changing my entire world, and it's reflecting on everyone around me. And from that point, I decided to not to stop learning. And maybe Cora can share with you how manic I was in each session, because each session, something in an incredible way was revealed. And I said, yeah, it's Allah doing all the work. Allah brought me here by maybe something that I thought that it was a coincidence, and I shared already with you in the introduction, that Allah was steering the whole world, people from all over the world, to help me solve the problems of my family and to pull me out of this darkness to this bright world. Now I'm talking to you now, and I'm still having lots of pain in my neck and in my muscles. But you cannot even tell if I'm having a pain or not, because I'm no longer that depressed woman that is having lots of science and cannot work with that science. I'm now totally different. Meta Health rescued me. And from this point, I promise you and promise the whole world that I will be doing that. And I know I can do it without effort. I will begin with my beloved ones, the smallest maybe circle. And then I will expand maybe to the country that I totally adore, Saudi Arabia, the country that I live in. And I lived most of my life here. And I will then spread it to the Arabic community and along to the whole world. Because amazingly, and I'm insisting that this needs no effort and no marketing at all, because amazingly, the salutogenesis that Meta Health is based on is 100% matching with 3 basic things in my Islamic world as a Muslim and in my Arabic culture, because my religion is based on the soul and mind, and it's always recommending how to deal with others, not to break others with a bad word, not to break others with a bad maybe look, because it's really affecting your soul and affecting your body. And I cannot make this longer. I have lots to share with you, but I need to maybe leave some space for other participants to spread their wisdom. So thank you, everyone. I can't thank you enough. And I believe that this science will change the whole world. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, and everybody experienced that. So from where you are talking, really from your heart, from your experience. So that was really how a Meta Health speaker should be. So Osaima, Meta Health international speaker, and the newly licensed meta practitioner.
Voilà.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so proud.